Hey, family. Happy Wednesday evening. Thank you for joining us on tonight's live stream. If you are new to me or this channel, welcome. My name is Timalyn Bowens, and also known as America's favorite EA if you've seen me on YouTube before. On this channel, I want to say welcome to the Enrolled Agent Hub, where we share all things about being an enrolled agent, building, growing a firm. Tonight, I'm going a little off of my everyone should do representation pedestal, and we're going to talk about something that actually helps you in the foundation of not just your business, but also the foundation of small business owners and large ones alike. I don't know about you, but I like when we are able to have competition. And in the bookkeeping world, as far as software is concerned, there isn't too much competition. So it has always been something that I have looked for, even though I haven't offered bookkeeping now for almost a decade, is solutions that are not only efficient, but do things correctly as well, that are alternatives to the big guys when it comes to bookkeeping software. And now with things like AI, there's opportunity for other companies to get into the game and, really stand out above and beyond what we've been offered in the past. So we're going to talk about that tonight. Want to introduce our guest here shortly. If you are on LinkedIn, remember that StreamYard and LinkedIn have a love-hate relationship. So if you do leave a comment, make sure that you give StreamYard permission to make that visible. Because right now I can see my people, I can see the numbers for Facebook and for YouTube, but I can't see you if you're on LinkedIn. So if you're on LinkedIn, go ahead and say hey in the chat. As always, feel free to engage with myself and our guest tonight. I'm sure that he would encourage your questions as well. So we got started a little bit late. I want to get right into tonight's conversation and demo. So without any further ado, I want to bring up our guest for tonight, who is Mr. Ahad Ali. He is a CPA and he is the creator, founder, owner of Tabby, the software that we're going to be talking about on tonight.
All right.
Hey,
Hi,
Ahad.
everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Timalyn. Good to see you. Good to see everyone else on the stream, on the live. I'm excited to really be here to offer just a fresh alternative, a modern alternative to QuickBooks and tools that can really help you efficiently work with clients. Doesn't even have to be even if you don't do bookkeeping. It could be referring to clients. It could be for maybe you want to take on some additional bookkeeping clients and looking for tools. So I'm going to quickly jump in, give a little bit of a introduction. I have a few slides. I'll share my screen, and then you guys can let's just share my screen. Let me make sure I have the right screen here. Share. Okay, cool. So I'll give a quick few slides about myself and Tabby, and then I'm going to just kind of jump into the demo, and then from there I'm going to take questions from you guys. You guys can see my screen, Timalyn? You can see my screen? Or no?
Not yet. Let me see if it's me. I might need to add it. There we go.
Okay. Good, good. Now everyone can see the screen. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about our AI powered alternatives. Alternative to QuickBooks built by a CPA. And so a little bit about myself. I've been practicing for a little over 10 years. I previously ran an accounting firm. I'm based here in New York City, a 20 plus person accounting firm that I grew from scratch, ran it for about 10 years. It's still operating, though I shifted over to the tech side, and about a year ago founded Tabby. I also make a lot of content on social media, specifically very active on TikTok and Instagram, where I have over 250,000 followers there. I think cumulatively I probably have over 100 million views on all my TikToks and Instagram over the past, I think, 3-4 years I've been on it. And I'm really passionate about helping accountants embrace AI, not fear it, because it's here to stay, and it's only going to
Yeah.
get more powerful. And we need to learn, like, essentially how it can help us become more efficient, how we can provide more higher value services to our client, and let AI take care of the tedious stuff. Um, so what I looking at with the landscape of accounting softwares, right? Accountants specifically, they were just not built for today's firms. QuickBooks is continuously raising its prices without delivering value. There's a lot of manual work that can be automated. Your month ends are taking longer. QuickBooks also just has a lot that you don't need. It's pretty bloated, clunky, and it's kind of moved away from its core functionality. Now it offers banking, loans, line of credits, all this stuff. And the experience of having a legacy software like QuickBooks that's been around for so long, and adding just AI on top of it, the transition and that experience is not as smooth as what I realized, even myself using it. Whereas Tabby, it's an AI native, AI from the ground up, so that experience is much more favorable. So I just asked myself, what if AI can help accountants become more efficient, without adding complexity? And that's the goal of Tabby. Um, so I'm gonna just go in. I'm gonna jump in right now and basically show you guys all of it. What Tabby does: the AI bookkeeping, transaction categorization, credit syncing cards, credit cards, and debit, checking accounts, matching invoices with Stripe, bills, reports, consolidated reports, migrating from QuickBooks, an accountant dashboard, and all of that. So let me
And
bring
Ahad,
sure, go ahead.
before you get going, there's some people agreeing with you here. Well, first, Lillian hopped on. Thanks for being on here, Lillian. But Queen Tasha, the EA, said, "Good evening. Finally, some bookkeeping competition." And then Lillian says, "Yes, QuickBooks is really irritating me lately." So, again, I know I said it earlier, but thank you for being here, just because I know I'm not the only person that has been in search for something like this.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know if you are, I know we connected sometime last year, but just to
Yes.
give you some context with the channel, everybody doesn't necessarily have an accounting background and maybe they're not an EA yet. So I just want to reiterate for the listeners that are on live and maybe watch the replay. This is huge that this platform has actually been created by a CPA who does the work, because a lot of people have hopped on the AI wave and they've created tools that they don't really even understand how to use themselves. So having a HOD's experience and expertise go into building something like this is what kind of sets it apart as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's really when you have seen exactly the pain point, I think the product experience becomes much, much better for everyone, for the
Mhm.
businesses that are using, for the accountants. And so, most softwares are built by engineers, and that just they're just throwing everything at the wall, see whatever sticks, that kind of thing. But we know what sticks because we faced it ourselves. So let me, sure, yeah. So I'll go back to sharing my screen again, entire screen. Okay, I think you may have to do something on your end. Okay, good. I think you guys can see the screen, right? Cool. So this is essentially Tabby's dashboard once you log in. So there's pretty much two versions of Tabby. One is for accounting firms or accountants, and one is for small businesses. So when you have an accounting firm login, you will see this view where you kind of see all your clients and you manage. Small businesses, when they log, they can also sign up and log in, and they can also invite you as an accountant. So I'll kind of go through that later. I just want to right now just run through the functionality of what it does. So in Tabby, you can manage multiple clients. Just like here, I have like 4 clients here. I have a kind of bird's eye view of what's going on. Which ones are I have to review, how many transactions, how many accounts they have linked. I also have the functionality to add team members here, and I can assign specific clients. I add a staff. I assign specific clients just like this. So you have that kind of a collaborative, uh, environment here between clients and team. And as far as billing, so when you sign up on the accounting platform and you add a client, you are the one who's paying for this tool or the software subscription. And right now, the software subscription is at $15 per month per client. So you sign up the client and you do the work for them, and you send them the reports and you pay for it. So that's kind of just off the bat. It's all billing is all handled directly here, team and client. So let's go into a client. Let's open up. So that's simply just like that. You switch, and on the top I can just switch back to my accounting firm like that. I can switch into another client like this. So what Tabby is doing is it's connecting to some source, and the source could be the bank accounts, the credit cards, and we connect using Plaid. Plaid is you may have heard, used by Fortune 500 companies, very secure, and none of the like login and such is actually coming to Tabby. It's going to Plaid. Plaid is the one who exchanges information with us. So that's one way to get data in there. The other way is you upload bank accounts. You can upload PDF or CSV. So both options are there. You can upload like 12 PDFs at a time, and Tabby will automatically convert everything and categorize the transaction. Another option for you is if you have a client. So obviously connecting bank accounts for your clients. If you have the client's login, if they have added you as a user, you do it that way. If not, you can send what's called a magic link to a user. So this is a very popular feature in Tabby, where when you create the account for your client, they don't have access to Tabby. Only you do. They only have access to connect their bank account, like right here. So to have them connect their bank account, you send them a magic link. They get a link in their email. They don't have to log in. They don't need any password. It's very frictionless. They go to the prompt and they connect their bank accounts. Once they connect it, you get the transactions. But we will have a feature soon where the client can also log in as an admin and see all the dashboard and transactions and everything. For now, it's just limited to accountant and their staff only. So once the transactions are synced in Tabby, what's happening is Tabby is automatically categorizing those transactions. The category, it's so you can see right here this green icon. It means Tabby has category. This is revenue. It's noticing this is revenue. Let's go into maybe this account here. As you can see, it's adding not only just a category, but it's also adding the vendor name. So every transaction gets this vendor name, gets a category. So that are right there. And we also have, if you just want to double check what Tabby has done, you can mark as checked. So you can, like, if you just like to double check things, you can say, okay, I've scanned through these, Tabby has done it correctly, good to go. If Tabby didn't categorize something correctly, you can change it. So the change part, say this went into software. So instead, let's say this is maybe a marketing. So I put it in advertising and marketing. And what Tabby has, it has this built-in learning system. So if you change the transaction, it will apply it to other transactions that are similar, same category, and it will remember this for next time. So next time it's going to put it in that marketing category automatically. So I just do it like that. So that's how you kind of review and then change anything that needs to change. Now, Tabby doesn't do 100% of everything. It does about 70 to 80% of the work. So then the rest of the 20, 30%, accountant user will go in and review the transaction. So you add a category, say this check of $2,000. So you add a category of whatever it is. If it's a transaction is say a similar transaction, let's just say checks. Obviously, checks are very unique. You cannot, but say this transaction. This is accounting software. I select it like this, and it will categorize if there's multiple of this into a QuickBooks payroll charge. It will basically categorize all of them for me automatically and remember for next time. So that learning system is really kind of critical because it makes your work really efficient as you continue to use it. So that's basically that. The transactions get auto categorized, vendor names get auto added. You review what needs to go, and then your books are pretty much clean. Now you want to see some reports. So we have your standard reports, your P&L, your balance sheet. So I'll just show you how P&L looks. We click like that. You have that. You can click on a detail. You can export to Excel, and then you can also look at it by month, just like that. You can export it, send it to your client, so on and so forth. So that's there. We also have a multi-entity consolidated P&L where say you have a client, they have multiple businesses, you want to send all their P&Ls together. You can just pull up a report like this and it'll show you side by side every business. This is a really I guess a cool feature in Tabby that actually you don't get until you have QuickBooks Enterprise, which is a very costly tool. So we offered this in Tabby because we saw a need. Another thing is we have is 1099. So what you can do is you can collect 1099s inside Tabby for vendors. So you can basically, this vendor here, I can request a 1099, they get an email, and then basically you get, so probably this, this feature is not available here, but you can request 1099s, so W9s from Tabby, and then use those to issue 1099s end of the year. So that's also a function we have in here. Along with that, multi-entity balance sheets, general ledger, AR, AP, all of that is there. We also have a tax ready report, so users can know if they're ready for taxes. Basically, if I'm trying to file my 2025 tax, it's saying, no, you have 114 transactions you still have to finish. It tells you your income, expense. It tells you other things that may be relevant for your business that you don't have: IRA, health insurance premium, home office, all that stuff. So that it gives you a very high level overview how the core reports you generate, how you get the transactions in there. Along with that, there's a lot more things in Tabby. It's a full stack double entry accounting platform. So we have a full chart of accounts. You can, if you need new chart of accounts that are not there, you can do the manual way. You can create an asset, liability, equity, blah, blah, blah. And you can go through that whole thing, or you can just use AI. You can say, I need a group of expense accounts for my restaurant. You click on there, and then it'll just give you a group of accounts that you can be more specific. I'm just being very general. I'm giving you example cost of goods sold. It gives you all the expense accounts that you need. So that's also just helping you customize your general ledger simply and in a very simple way. Journal entries, you can record journal entries. You can import journal entries if you want in Tabby. That also is helpful. Bank reconciliation features available as well, along with other stuff in Tabby. You can send invoices, get paid. You can also record expenses, scan receipts in here, and then you can match it to transactions. All of that is what really helps users do their work faster. Accountants produce report faster. For example, I have a lot of transactions here, but you can just export this review sheet and then export to Excel and just send it to your accountant. Be like, these are transactions that I'm unsure what they are. Can you please provide feedback? So when I download this report, let me just if I just download this report here, I'll show you guys how the report looks. Not reviewed. So you get this report like this that shows you all the transactions, and then you can just send it to the client, and then you can get their feedback on one column. Done. So in one place, and most of these, as you can see, are checks. because obviously AI doesn't know what the check is. But the other day I got a feature request from an accountant. I think we're going to add this very soon. Is that if you can just dump a bunch of checks inside Tabby and it'll automatically match it to the transaction, and then it will just automatically categorize and add the vendor name. So that
Oh, that's
is,
sweet.
yeah, that's going to be a cool feature. So what AI cannot do today, it's just so much more is possible tomorrow is how I look at it. But yeah, that's pretty
Uh-huh.
much overview. Sure, go ahead. Yeah,
We do have a question here, but
sure,
I
sure.
wanted to because I can follow you because I have an accounting degree, worked in public accounting. For some people who are like, I don't know if I want to offer bookkeeping as a service, and they think like, oh, it's super easy. I know that like you lost some folks when you said there's double entry accounting because they don't know what that is. Do you mind just explaining like what a brief overview and like why that's important to an important
Yeah,
feature to be in Tabby?
yeah. So double entry accounting is basically a general ledger system. So we're basically a general ledger, which you have debits and credits, everything balances. It's not just like expense and income on the surface. It's really a full auditable, something that banks and organizations like a real accounting software needs to have. If you're a real accounting software, you need to have everything has to be recorded in debits and credits. So at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
everything balances. It's not just entry, like a surface level entry. So that's what it, but the users, accountants, you don't, even if you're not a accountant or like, I mean, like someone who's well versed in that, you don't have to worry about that. That's all under the hood. What you're seeing is your end result. You want your balance sheet. So this is a balance sheet here, right? We have assets, 1,015,000. We have liabilities, equities, 1,015,000. So we have a return. Everything is kind of like, liabilities, assets, everything is done. So everything is what all I'm saying about double entry is that everything is done. Tabby is done essentially properly as a full stack, accounting general ledger system. That's all it is. But
Yeah.
as a user, you can just go in, connect accounts, transactions are categorized, and it's really quick. I mean, you can probably in 30 minutes you can get 12 months of bank statements uploaded, categorized, and ready to go. That's how simple and fast we've made um, you know
Yeah.
Tabby.
You had another, or there is a question about the transactions and categorization. So earlier, Prosper Financials LLC asked, what happens when a particular vendor has a history of being multiple categories? Will it refresh the prior transactions?
Yeah, so if a vendor goes into multiple categories, there's it's kind of essentially like a rule system, so that it's going to be hard for AI to capture that. It's not a pattern, so that's going to require some manual work. So you maybe it will go into one category that you've set it as, but the next time if it has to, like Amazon for example, like perfect example is Amazon, right? It's just never going to be that. I don't have any Amazon transactions here, but Amazon will always probably go into multiple categories. You might be doing office supply, so that's just a manual process that you as an accountant will have to go through. But you can split. You can split transactions. You can split a transaction into. So if I click here, I can split into multiple categories. The matching is done automatically here, like credit card payments. It's not, there's no transaction, but if you say a checking account pays a credit card and both accounts are linked here, that automatically is captured. If there's an internal transfer, that's automatically captured. If there's a personal transaction a user has, you can exclude them easily, and that shows up here. And then when you link a bank account, even if a user has a personal and a business account, like here, when you create an account, it tells you is it used only for business or personal and business. So even if somebody mixes account, Tabby also is pretty good at separating what's personal. Like if it's like a clothing store, if it's a grocery store, it'll exclude those if you connect a mixed account. So we also have that feature as kind of there as for some solopreneurs who mix things up, and we understand. So that's a feature there as well.
Yeah.
Um, I do want to let accountants know that it's free for your account for accountants. So if you go under use Tabby and basically, I'll probably I think you'll share the link, but essentially for accountants, it's free, and then essentially you just pay for your clients. Now, there's another option. If you don't want to pay for the client, you want the client to do on your own. So what the client can do is they can go directly on Tabby. They can sign up on their own. So signing up for as a business, it's $30 or $40 a month. We also have a free plan where someone can just connect one bank account and track 15,000 of expenses a month. So you can tell your client they can sign up for Tabby on their own, and then they can add you as an accountant. And then when they add you as an accountant, they put your email, then you get access. You just so they pay for it. You go in there and you do the work. So that's an option as well. And if you are going to refer Tabby to your clients, we have an affiliate program where you get 25% of the first year revenue that we generate. So that's the affiliate link here. This is a bit outdated. We just ramped it up to 25% for the first 12 months. It was previously 15%. So you guys can essentially sign up as an affiliate, refer your clients there. But if there's some clients that you just handle everything, they're kind of hands off, they don't need access to Tabby, they don't do any invoicing, they're not tracking bills, you're just doing cash basis bookkeeping or even accrual. We have both in Tabby. You just subscribe for them and you do the work and add your team. So that is how kind of the two ways of using Tabby. All right. I think there's some probably. Yeah, no, I saw Prosperous and no one commingles. Yeah, we're fully aware of that. So
Yeah.
basically, I make sure that that's. Can you set up the multi-entity, for example, realtor having another? Yeah. So for the multi-entity, so what you need to do for multi-entity is you need to have separate subscriptions. So that's you have to have multiple organizations. So like when someone, so you if you're the accountant, you're setting up Tabby for them. So you have to go under client. You have so let's go back to like say the account my accounting firm. I go to add clients. I just go to add clients, and then I just add the business name. I select the industry, and then I just assign any team members and I pay for it. Done. It's that simple. So you set up, so you can set up, it's a separate subscription for each of your clients. And so when you do that, you'll see all of them here. And then you go to reports and you look at multi-entity consolidated P&L and you choose the period, you choose which businesses you want, and then accrual or cash basis, and then you just export this to Excel, just like I'm going to do it right now. And that's basically how you pull. And this is the same thing if the client subscribes into it right here, as you can see. If the client subscribes on their own and they have multiple businesses, they just get multiple subscriptions, and under one login, they can switch between their businesses. So you don't need a separate login for each one. So, that feature is there like many other tools have. Under one login, all their businesses there, they can switch between them, just like you can. They can pull consolidated P&Ls as well. Yeah, so like I said, I think we have a mixed audience here. Some people who don't offer bookkeeping, some people who do, some people are looking into it. So, if you are not offering bookkeeping, but sometimes even if you do tax resolution work, people need to have like their stuff organized. You need a
Yeah.
P&L, you need income, right? Because IRS also needs that. They want to see what they need a business P&L many times. So this is something that you can use to quickly do it for the client, offer a service very easily, or you can just tell them, hey, you need a tool to get going. So that's number one. Second of all, those of you that do a lot of tax work, tax season comes, a lot of clients, they come to you and they're like, hey, I don't have my stuff organized. I was doing things on spreadsheet. I was doing things manually. You want to move them away from manual systems and processes and move them over to automated AI native platforms, right? It's not just that they should do this, but it's going to be better for their bottom line at the end of the day. So that's how you want to help advise your clients on proper tools and things to use. So those tax season clients that are always coming that are not prepared, you from this tax season, this is the platform. In fact, you can even do it before that. This is what you should be using. Move away from manual processes. That's number one. I didn't go over the other option, which is we have a QuickBooks migration feature. So if you want to migrate over from QuickBooks, it's very simple. We need just, I'll do this later. We just need 4 reports from QuickBooks. We need a balance sheet, we need a general ledger, and then we need a journal report, and we need a P&L. So basically, you can get up to 4 years start migration. There you go, QuickBooks. It shows you. So there's a little video that I created of how to do it and the instructions. So you just drop those 4 files in here. You can get up, and we bring 3 years, up to 3 years of transaction level data. So every transaction, every journal entry, the full chart of accounts from QuickBooks, so you don't have to start from scratch, and the full QuickBooks rules and rule system. So all like the things, the way you were doing things in QuickBooks, the way you were categorizing it, that will follow exactly in Tabby. So you don't have to even train Tabby. We're going to train Tabby based on the files you give us from QuickBooks. So the QuickBooks migration feature is live as well. That makes it super easy. So for you guys to, kind of bring stuff, migrate your clients if you need to, or yourself as well. I mean, a question about payroll. We don't have any payroll integrations at the moment. It's pretty much, I guess at the moment, it's a manual process, but we are working on payroll integrations. It won't be too long until we have that. I would say that though that is a bit of a complex task. So but it's in the works essentially. I don't think maybe 3 months, 4 months away, but we have it in the process. Migration from Sage 50. We don't have a Sage 50, but migration. But essentially, you can probably have AI help you. Why I say that is maybe like you can get the format of how QuickBooks gives the files, and if Sage 50 gives those same formats, then you can just like have the Sage 50 files convert into QuickBooks files, and that's kind of like a workaround for now. And maybe our support team might be able to help you in that aspect, and kind of converting Sage 50 files into a QuickBooks file format that Tabby allows.
So Ahad, I do have a question for you
Sure.
before we get to Kimberly's next one.
Sure.
I personally did not jump right on the AI train, right? And then we have clients who have concerns, especially if they're old enough and everybody remembers the Enron scandal and stuff like that. So the question that I have for you that I know people will be asked and some may be wondering as well, this is AI. Is it safe to actually have our client data in?
Yeah, there's there in terms of security and safety, obviously a big concern. So number one, Tabby's our data is hosted on AWS servers here in the US, and what is used by almost 90% of companies. So that's where it's stored. So that's as secure as it gets. Number two is, and none of the data is used to train any AI system or anything like that. That's the second thing. And third is the bank account connection is also super secure, because all we're doing is we're getting 3 points of data: transaction, description, we're getting the date and the amount. That's really all that Plaid is giving us. So if everyone's using some sort of fintech tool, or maybe even email. People are exchanging documents through email, Gmail, and everyone's using kind of those same servers. So there's really no risk. Obviously, like you can't, maybe unexpected things can happen, but right now the way Tabby's set up, data is very secure, transactions are secure, and we're not storing anything like bank logins or such. So there's really nothing, and people are now getting accustomed. Like I think Timalyn and I spoke to maybe almost a year ago, close to, right, when we were just getting Tabby off the ground.
Yeah,
And
it's
now,
come a long way.
yeah, and we have right now 5,000 small businesses using Tabby, and we have about over 100 accounting firms using Tabby. So we are seeing people are in fact just looking for alternatives.
Hmm.
They are comfortable with AI. Everyone's almost using ChatGPT and such, and so we made sure that Tabby kind of checks all the boxes when it comes to security.
Yeah, and I
Um,
appreciate you answering. It was a question I'm of course obligated to ask. I would hope my viewers know that I wouldn't intentionally bring them something
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not secure.
uh,
Um,
uh,
we
absolutely.
we have a few more questions here. Kimberly asked, "What if clients don't have a specific bank account but have electronic documents? Is there a way to upload those
Yeah,
receipts?"
yeah, that's I mentioned previously. You can upload. You can upload PDFs, CSVs, Excel. You can upload 12 PDFs at a time, and so um, that's it. That's simple. And then we take those PDFs, we convert it, and then it shows up on the transaction table. This one doesn't have any transactions. It shows up on the transaction table, just like this, everything categorized and ready to go.
And then Tasha said she peeped what I
Wave,
did,
yes.
the wave
Wave mig
migration
Yeah,
too.
wave migration is not live, but it's
Oh,
there.
okay.
It's there. It's not live at the moment. We are working on getting this live. So it's something like this. Yeah, I think we have a few. Yeah, we had Wave is coming soon, but QuickBooks is there. Um, and then another thing I want to, I guess, touch upon is somebody said, is there a My Accountant section or area to communicate tasks or upload requests from clients? So this is actually what's on our roadmap next. In fact, like that's something we're working on right now. Is we will have essentially like a little mini workflow management platform built inside Tabby for accountants. So this is like helping you request documents, track the progress of your month-end close, requesting stuff. It'll be like a mini workflow. So like I don't know if some of you guys use TaxDome, and there's other big names out there like that. So we're going to be adding a mini version of a workflow management platform inside Tabby to help you guys keep track of your clients and works and requests and documents, probably in the next, I would say, 1 to 2 months. So that My Accountant section is what you're referring to there.
Very
Um,
cool. And like you
yeah,
said, yeah, I think I was thinking closer to 6 months, but I think it was about a year when we connected. And from the outside, seeing like the progress that you all have made, and of course, seeing you on my LinkedIn feed is always nice too. But congratulations on your current success and future success. I will admit I feel like sometimes I get spammed with stuff about bookkeeping and random cleaning companies that want to know like if I'm interested in cleaning. So when I first saw it, I was like, let me go look this guy up because I don't know what this is. But like I mentioned in the opening of this video, my interest was piqued. So I'm happy to see the success that you are having. And I want to apologize to the viewers, even though this is a new channel. We've come over from America's Favorite EA. I think Ahad, I told you I signed up for the affiliate program and the accountant account, and then tax season and hiring happened. So I still have intentions to of digging in from the accountant side because I'm going to use my America's Favorite EA business to test it out on. So I'm excited about doing that and
yeah,
starting to use it
absolutely. And
potentially
that's
for
yeah,
both businesses.
yeah, the link is right there. Use Tabby Accountants. Yeah, that's pretty much for free for accountants. Yeah, this is a good time. The down season. It's a good time to try and test new tools, see what works, what doesn't work. And this is just pretty much the start of what Tabby has. There's going to be a lot of cooler things that we are adding inside Tabby for accountants, but also small businesses directly. So business users who log in. We're working on Tabby 2.0, which probably a couple months away, which is going to be like an agentic type feature where like a business owner logs in and instead of clicking through, they just ask things that they need done. I need to send an invoice. I need to record expense. I need to see a report. It'll just give it to them. And then they can ask insights. Where can I spend? Where can I save money? Where have I been spending more? How am I doing? This month versus last month. So that's kind of Tabby 2.0 that we're working on right now. It's about 6 to 8 weeks away. It won't be on the accountant platform, but it's going to be available for like the business owners, like who sign up on their own. But if your client signs up on their own and they give you access, then you have that same access. So, but then that's basically the pricing is a little different. Like I mentioned, what we try to do with accountants is keep it like really like affordable. Just $15 a month is like for everything you're getting. It's way beyond the value
That's a
that we're
steal.
offering. Yeah. That's it. So that's because we know there's going to be a little bit of a hesitation. Like, okay, we want to earn your trust to make sure that you love this, because it's the value is way more than $15. So even if it was $30, it's still value. The value is there. Like I said, QuickBooks Enterprise like $75 a month. And we're offering some of those. Actually, that's not even enterprise. I think that's like simple start or something, but enterprise is way more. But we're trying to offer those really valuable features in here. Requesting your W-9s and all that. But small businesses, they can sign up and you guys can still guide them. And then one other thing I want to kind of leave you guys with is we're going to be adding an accountant partner program in Tabby, where we will be we don't do any tax work in Tabby. It's all bookkeeping work. So we have close to 5,000 users, and they need services from tax accountants, and even sometimes they even want to hire a bookkeeper to do this work for them. So we're going to have kind of a accountant partner, preferred partner directory, and I'll share that with you, Timalyn, once we're ready. And those people that are on Tabby, using Tabby, and we'll give them that priority to be on that list. So if our users are looking for professionals, you get that business.
Awesome. I know we're almost here at the end of time, and look, I thank you for being here with us tonight. So I do want to respect the viewers' time and your time as well. Is there currently any training on the software provided for accountants? Like, is there a YouTube channel or anything like that yet?
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel, and there's a lot of things there. But we have a nice getting started. There's a video here. There's videos on YouTube, and we also do one-on-one demos and support. So you can always book a one-on-one. We have on our website. There's a live chat, so you can chat, get help. We can book, and then if you say, "Hey, I need some one-on-one support," we'll walk you through it, kind of like how I did it here. But I think creating like a little bit of a training academy, so it might be something in our plans to help even newbies, newer bookkeepers, and folks that want to just also learn like that debits and credits and those kind of stuff that I mentioned a little bit deeper. That might be a good idea, that something that we should look into. So thanks for that idea. I think Benjamin, I'll answer a quick couple of questions, and then when Tabby says that has never seen before, how does it decide whether to ask the accountant, make a judgment, or learn from past? Yeah, we have machine learning that's learning from the user's behavior. We're also using OpenAI as our API for AI categorization. So we're using all of those models to determine if the new transaction, based on the description, and based on the business type, it can figure out what the category is. If it doesn't, they'll just kick it to review. They'll say, "Hey, you need to review this. I don't know what this is." And once you review it, then it learns from it. So I think that is, Benjamin's answer there. I think that Timalyn, unless you had anything else, probably I think I covered. And those of you that want, I'll also send my email, ahad@usetabby.com, So you can always reach out to me. So that's how I use. I think it doesn't actually, for some reason, it says failed to post a comment. But
Uh-oh.
I think, yeah, Timlin, you can just post it, just ahad at use tabby. Simple. Um, if anybody
Yeah.
wants, yeah, if anybody wants to get deeper, I also have like my calendar link, but you can shoot me an email. I think if let me stop my share my screen. Hi, stop sharing. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can send. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, so there's the
Just
LinkedIn information and also your email as well.
yeah, yep, that's there. And yeah, you guys may have seen me on Instagram or TikTok. That's where I have like I do a lot of just general tax content. I had the CPA, mostly tax related content, accounting, a little bit of bookkeeping, um, and I just share knowledge there. So, and that channel has been growing a lot for me. So it gives me just a lot of leads organically from those channels.
Which is awesome because when I was sniffing it out, trying to figure out who you were, I sent it to somebody that I know who's big on TikTok, and she also is in the bookkeeping space. She was like, "Oh yeah, I follow him. He has really good content on TikTok."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's been almost some close to 200K. So that's my goal.
yeah, that's pretty sweet. Well, I know I'm not alone. We've had
Sure.
people on here. Zora says, yes, informative. Lillian says, thank you for the demo tonight. It was very informative. I hope they follow through and go ahead and get those accountant accounts. But just wanted to say again, thank you so much for being here. This will live on the YouTube channel, so hopefully it'll be available for other people to see as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
Um,
Perfect.
did you have anything else that you wanted to leave with us tonight before we go ahead and sign off?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say that I would love for you to give it a try and also share feedback with us where you would like to see improvements. Right now, in the earlier stages of our platform, we are really shaping it based on user feedback. It's not something we're not shaping it based on what we think. We are shaping it based on what is actually being requested. So you have a chance to kind of shape the future of this platform. I would be, looking forward to feedback and comments from you guys on how you are liking Tabby and maybe how you're not. We're also happy to hear criticism and feedback too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you guys who tuned in and engaged on tonight. Stay tuned to your email so you know when the next guest is coming. And make sure that if you are checking this out on the YouTube channel, that you tune back in on Sunday night for episode 31 of my Enrolled Agent Career. You guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you on Sunday.